When we suffer from physical hurt, we know how to deal with them. But when it comes to psychological, mentally, we rarely know what to do. For example, if you hurt your foot, you land your foot somewhere wrongly, you wouldn't go for a marathon or long run until you immobilized. But that's what lots of people do with the mentally wound. For example, like today's topic, loneliness. In the beginning, it's not that big a deal until you cannot even get up from the bed because you're so traumatized from lonely. Studies even show lonely on the long term has as much physical harm as smoking 2 packs of cigarettes. And you may think loneliness is really far away from us, but reality is every 10 adults, 4 of them will suffer from loneliness in their lifetime. It may happen just because of divorce or you lose a job that you lost a whole society support system. And you sink into a vicious circle. Even more, COVID. Even me will suffer from loneliness after 2 years of COVID. I don't even know how to social with other people, how to making friends without being awkward. And let's look into it. What is loneliness and how can we break out of it potentially? First, how does lonely feels like? Loneliness, as people report who suffer from severely, said it feels like numb. Other people love me, I don't really feel it. And I don't even have ability to love other people because I'm so drained. And there's another scary claim by scientific research is loneliness is contagious. They put average people with people who suffer from loneliness. Slowly, this average person also will step by step show the sign of loneliness. Sometimes they may suffer severely. And you may even know this subconsciously. Sometimes you'll hang out with a new group of friends. Some people, it just the vibe is off. Like you can tell they're not even doing anything, but you just know you don't want to be friends with them because the bad vibe. You don't want to catch on to it. And even more, as people who suffer from lonely, it's really hard for them to break out the loop. And normally they only sink deeper, they become more lonely. And here is why. First, like we said, as a people who suffer from lonely, you feel invisible to other people, but your lonely doesn't. Your loneliness speaks really loud, and other people can tell the bad vibe. And this bad vibe mainly have a 2 type. Actually keep people who suffer from lonely away from the society. First is they have the judgmental filter. It's not because they deserve it, they're lonely because they're bad people. It's actually because nobody want to admit that I'm not worth it to be friends with other people. If my everyday life is I try to make friends, people reject it, and I conclude that I'm a lonely person and I don't deserve to have a friend, nobody can suffer from that. So slowly, your brain have this defense mechanism telling you that, yeah, that person is weird, that person is too active, that person is this and that. This judgmental filter is learned as a protection for the hurt we receive every day if you suffer from lonely. And the second part that makes other people feel bad vibe of your loneliness is actually because we try hard. You 100% met those kind of people who are desperate to make friends with you. They pretend they know you from the first time they met you. They say something they find really interesting. They tell you some joke passionately, even though it's really not that funny. They're trying really hard. But because of this trying hard, it makes you feel kind of scared. It's in your face. You don't want to be friends with them. And that's what lots of people who suffer from lonely sink deeper, because they desperately want to make connection. However, it's hard. And besides that too, because the pandemic, like we mentioned before, everybody stay home for 2 years. They don't even have an opportunity to make friends with other people. So actually, loneliness become a social norm because we start losing this relationship muscle. We start slacking on replying on people. And of course, I'm really guilty for that. And when the 2 year of pandemic finished, went back to normal life, I find I start trying hard. Because I'm craving for the connection, I start having this judgmental filter with other people. And it really turned me from extrovert into introvert. But however, there is solution for it. The solution mainly is to understand this. Because most people think in the judgmental manner. Most people think in the try-hard manner. That's the reason why they have a hard time to build a connection and sink deeper in the loneliness. So to understand what went wrong is the most important solution. Then there's a couple of actions you can take. For example, online. I know more and more couples who dating or even married through Tinder. Meanwhile, before the pandemic, if you're on Tinder or whatever dating app, it sounds like something like shameful. Second is try to look in the brighter side. We always tell us when we feel frustration, we have the self-defense mechanism. Yes, we can judge other people to justify why we're not successful. But maybe we can look from another brighter point. Maybe another person is also people who suffer from lonely. They don't know how to reply to this. Or you can think from another bright point like COVID. Because COVID is stay home for too long, so they don't know how to deal with the passion people like us does. We can take the third approach to justify, to make ourselves feel better without judgmental to other people. And of course, taking actions. Most people feel so drained because their battery is low, but without taking action, there will be never an opportunity for us to get out of the lonely loop. So what happened in the end is we stuck. We stuck in weird friends. For example, you start lonely and you desperate. You find some people to party but don't really actually care about you. Then you want to looking for someone actually care about you, but you fall into this friend who are really toxic, utilize you, so you're back to the lonely. But when we're taking action, we actually want to find the meaningful connection. And what kind of meaningful connection there is a separate video because this is such a big topic. But under these circumstances, I want to share because I suffer from it. And right now it's COVID. I'm sure you hear lots of your friends, your family members experience the same thing. If you care about them and you want to help them, you can share this video with them. And I really hope this video helps you. And my name is Paul. I see you next time. Thank you so much.